Why us? Why me? Why do I have a child with autism? Why do I have a child with special needs? Why are people with autism or other special needs even here on Earth? If you are a parent of a child with autism or some other special needs, you've undoubtedly asked yourself these questions. I know I have. I think about this a lot, and I know what my answers are to these questions. And I'm going to share those, but before I do, I want to share a high school newspaper article that was written by one of Logan's respite care workers named Britta back in 2013. Britta was a senior in high school when she wrote this article about Logan. In life, there are core people who change who you are and your future. For me, one of the most important individuals in my foundation is a very special young boy named Logan. The moment I met him, I was completely under his spell. From his bubbling smile to the tunes he was always singing, I knew that I wanted to be a part of his world. It must have been luck that Logan lived near me, and even luckier that his parents were looking for a new respite care worker. While other teens my age were off working at Culver's or Miller's, I found myself going on adventures behind the scenes in places I never expected, with an amazing but perhaps unlikely guide. What makes Logan irresistible is his absolute love for life. To him, time spent on not having fun is not worth spending at all. Although he might not share his philosophy out loud, his smile radiates faith in a worry-free world. Food is the only necessity to success. Britta then goes on to describe an outing with Logan, but I'll skip to the end here. Unlike most of us, Logan hasn't lost the skill to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. While we are preoccupied with our faces in our phones and earplugs in our ears, Logan is enjoying the moment. Behind the scenes, he reminds me that all that really matters is now. A life should be filled with things that make you happy, rather than drama, stress, or worry. In the scheme of life, the irrelevant and irrational are simply that, irrelevant and irrational. Although my job is to care for Logan, I feel like it is truly Logan who cares for me. Wow. He reminds me of the simple joys that are lost in the rush of my day. Out of all the people around me, Logan is the person who enters my life and always changes it for the better. I know I mean a lot to him, but it hardly compares to what it means to me. Wow, that was written by a high schooler. It kind of gives me chills reading it again after all these years. Here's a picture of Britta and Logan. This was on Logan's 12th birthday back in 2013. So now back to the questions from the beginning of the video. Why me? Why us? Why do I have a child with autism? Well, here's what I think. I think that we as parents are chosen by God to have these kids. I think that Gina and I were handpicked by God to be Logan's parents. I think that children with special needs are special gifts from God. All parents-to-be pray for a healthy and, quote, normal baby. So what if your baby isn't normal or isn't typical? Did your prayers go unanswered? Here's what I think. Just like the Garth Brooks song, I think that some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. I think that these children are hand-picked gifts from God. Now, can I prove this to be absolutely true? Of course not. But it is what I believe, and someday I hope to find out. I also think that people with special needs are here on Earth to have life-changing impact on us as parents and other people that come into contact with them. Just like Britta. How many other people out there have been impacted by Logan over the years? It's hard to say for sure, but my guess is that it is a lot. I know that Logan has changed our lives in so many ways. Now, don't get me wrong, our lives are very different than most other people's lives. We have a ton of stress and anxiety and constantly battle caregiver burnout and exhaustion. But if God appeared to me today and told me he could perform a miracle and change Logan into a typical 22-year-old man, I would say no. I would not change a single thing about Logan. I love him for exactly who he is, and the joy that he brings to our lives far outweighs all the other stuff. Plus, I feel like we have a responsibility to carry out God's wishes. Okay, so that's what I think, and that's what I believe. I really want to know from other parents out there. Do you ask yourself these questions? What do you think? What do you believe? Let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to see those. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching Logan's Autism, and we'll see you next time.